Hey, holy moly, it's getting nice out. It wasn't nice earlier. It was like really gray and awful. It's a little windy though, so you won't be able to hear me unless we go in. So let's go in. Yeah, it's shaping up out there. Too bad it's a work day and I gotta work. So I just finished working out, getting jiggy with my weight stack, like I always say. And while I was working out, I was sort of thinking about different strategies to stay on track. And for some reason, the time in my life when I quit smoking came to mind. And I realized that I actually used a fairly specific tactic at times during that phase of my life to stay on track. And I'm hoping that I can be coherent enough to make this make sense to you, because I'm having a hard time articulating it even in my brain. But what I did was I broke it down to purely the physical act. So in other words, if I didn't put a cigarette to my mouth, I couldn't smoke. It didn't really matter what my brain thought or what my brain wanted to do, or physically if I was having cravings or any of that. All it boiled down to was the physical act of putting a cigarette to my mouth. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't smoke. So, and it worked for me. I just didn't do it. I didn't physically go buy them. I didn't physically pick one up. I didn't physically touch one. I didn't physically put one to my lips, and therefore I didn't smoke. And it was a fairly easy process for me to get through the smoking part. The less easy process for me was changing the way I eat, because you can't just not eat ever. You die of starvation, right? So you have to eat something, and it's about choosing the right kinds of foods to eat. But there were times in my process as well where I still did the same thing. I broke it down to purely the physical act. If I didn't buy a Twinkie, I didn't pick up a Twinkie, I didn't put a Twinkie to my mouth, there was no way I could eat a Twinkie. So sometimes I just didn't let my brain control anything. I just broke it right down to completely physical acts. If I don't put that Twinkie to my mouth, I'm not going to eat that Twinkie. You know what I mean? So I know that some people will argue, well, you know, but you need to think these things in order to do or not do them, and that's true. But in my mind, I broke those two things apart. Thinking about it was one thing, and doing it was another thing. And I segmented that, and I made sure that the physical act stayed on its own side of the fence. And when I did that, I just found it easier to stay on track by making it purely about the physical act. So I just wanted to share that because I think it's an outside of the box kind of strategy that a lot of people don't think of or think to do or even occur to them to break these things apart from each other. Yes, you have to eat, you're right, but if you, and so, you know, break it down to the physical act when you're grocery shopping. Don't buy Twinkies and Doritos. Buy salad and carrots and, you know, healthy things, yams and sweet potatoes and lean protein, and only have that in the house. That will help you keep the physical act of not putting these things to your mouth. If they're not here to even think about, then you can't actually physically touch them. You can't physically put them in your mouth, right? So anyway, maybe it's an oversimplification or a huge complication. I don't know. You'll have to figure out for yourself if this is something that can work for you. Worked for me. Worked really great for me. So I just wanted to make sure I shared that in case it was something that could help you. So that's it. Now, back to work for me. And I have a new webmaster now, and he's working hard on my website for Hot at Home. So I know, I'm as frustrated as anybody could be about how long this is taking. If I knew more about how to make this happen, it would have happened by now. But hopefully it's coming very, 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 very soon. So please be patient with me and my neophyte ways of getting websites up. And hopefully it'll be available soon. So anyway, thanks again for waiting and being patient. And we'll see you again soon. Take care.